So we're going to move on to more DC shenanigans. Shazam, Fear of the God, that releases this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see it a few days ago now. I think it was Wednesday of this week. We enjoyed it. We liked it.
We did, yeah.
We thought it was good. Not as strong as the first, but good, solid, fun movie. It seems like most people have agreed with it. I think it's in the 50s now, though, with RT.
It's rotten.
Yeah. But from what I've heard from just people, I think they've just enjoyed it. Nothing more, nothing less kind of thing. But yeah, no, it doesn't seem like many people are going to go see it. So it's very, very interesting. We forecasted this movie to open up to just over 31 million for the weekend. It had its first day yesterday. It just got announced this morning. It made 11 million on its opening day, and that's including Thursday night previews. So it could be looking at around 26 to 30 million opening weekend.
Yeah.
Under 30 million weekend for one, a comic book movie, and two, a movie that its first movie opened up to 55 million. Now, we were talking about this briefly just before, that it needed, 312 million to break even. 312 million to break even. The first movie made 366 million. And yeah, that will open up about at least 22 million higher than this first one. So it's looking grim. It's looking like it's going to lose money. We'll see how the international box office results come through tomorrow. But it looks like DC has a legitimate flop on its hand.
Yep.
I don't think they care, though, because they're starting fresh, starting new.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I got two questions for you. What are your thoughts about Shazam opening very, very low? I mean, you've had Scream, Creed. Like, they're going to almost double this kind of opening, for one. And then what is this saying about superhero movies now?
A lot of things to unpack here.
Sorry. I should ask one at a time.
Your first question is pretty much I could have told you as soon as I saw that trailer. Remember how we watched the trailer? I was like, I felt like as if I've seen the whole movie.
Yeah.
I think that can be brought into this comment now. How like people have pretty much saw the whole movie in that trailer, so they don't feel to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
And because the critic reviews have just been so shit, they're like, okay, I'm definitely not going to go see it now.
Yeah.
So that could affect that. And then with Scream and Creed, they're like both very good and solid films. So I can easily see like one of those two films like jumping back in the number one spot at the box office next week.
Yeah.
Oh no,
John Wick will come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ahead of Shazam.
Yeah. What was the second question? Oh, superhero movies in general.
Yeah.
I think because it had pretty much two shits in a row. You know, we had Ant-Man and now this.
Yeah. Both rotten, both underperforming massively at the box office.
And we both thought that both films were fine. Like they obviously had their flaws, but
yeah.
I definitely think superhero fatigue is kicking in, and 100% blame Marvel for it in their Phase 4, where they like pushed out 3 movies a year and 3 TV series.
It was 4
TV,
4 movies, 4 TV. Yeah, 4 TV series.
I think that was just a little bit too much. I think they got very ambitious.
Yeah.
At the end of Endgame, and so that's starting to affect that. And then you have that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is that you have the DC EU, which is just known for not producing good content. They probably only have like 3, maybe 4 films, if that are good.
Yeah, absolutely.
That are good. So people, when they see Shazam, they're like, oh, it's part of this universe that is already fucking shit.
Yeah.
Why should we spend our money to see something? And then obviously with it restructuring now,
absolutely,
pretty much the next 2 films, The Flash and Aquaman, is going to be made irrelevant.
Written off,
Yeah, so people will be... I reckon people will go see Flash just in terms of how it can retcon the entire franchise. But in terms of Aquaman, that's probably going to flop as well because no one's going to care. They're like, okay,
interesting.
Okay, this whole universe is done and we're getting a new one in 2 years' time.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just going to pause on this, though. I'm going to go out and kill this fly because it's pissing me off. And then we'll resume the podcast very shortly. All right, so I've got some fly spray to kill this fly. And he's hidden from us now. So I got the fly spray in one hand. So I might be able to kill a fly live. So enjoy that sideshow. But yeah,
This cunt is hiding and he's waiting for the opportune moment to come in.
so annoying.
I can fully see the fly land on James's drink there and just James unwillingly spraying on it.
I don't care at that point. It's a worthy sacrifice to get rid of the drink, to get rid of this fly.
Not for the nayslayer.
Oh, yeah, you make a good point there. I couldn't get rid of the nayslayer.
Anyway, enough of this fucking fly until it's dead. What are your thoughts on Shazam?
Okay, so Shazam flopping at the box office, and it will be a flop. I don't think there's much doubt about it, especially with John Wick and Dungeons and Dragons and Mario Bros coming out. Its audience is going very rapidly.
Yeah.
I don't think Warner Brothers cares too much. I think their marketing campaign was very weak.
Especially if they show what.
Yeah.
Young, I can say it. Wonder Woman in that TV spot,
Yeah, I think you can say it now. People have seen it, and people that haven't seen it yet don't want to see it. And it's all over the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you covered it very nicely with how DC is restructuring towards the future. I think the majority of box office comes from the casual moviegoer. It doesn't come from fans like you and I.
Yeah.
The aim of a studio is to market their movies in a way to attract the common folk, the random people that are going to walk in and be like, which poster looks cool? So that movie looks cool. That's playing on the screen when they go to see session times and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's who they want to appeal to because fans will see it regardless. And this movie, it doesn't look that good from a casual perspective. It's like you said, they showed the whole movie, so it's not going to really intrigue interest.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to The Flash and Aquaman, I think Aquaman is very strong because it releases at the end of the year when box office just goes bananas over the holiday period. So it gets a healthy boost from that regardless. And I do think The Flash is almost destined to fail.
You reckon?
They can market the Batman as much as they want in it because that's what they're trying to get.
I feel that's what they're doing as
well.
But
Batman is no longer the popular box office draw that he was. They've killed the character.
As in DCU? Or?
Just DC in general. Like, in terms of box office, the character of Batman is no longer the draw that he is. And for a while, I thought Spider-Man was that, especially with the Amazing Spider-Man's not doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
But he revived himself. And, look at the Batman. That was a good Batman movie, and it only made $750 million.
Was that R-rated?
No, it's PG-13. And then you got Dark Knight Rises getting like over $1 billion, and then even Batman vs Superman failed at the box office. That was beginning and the end. Yeah, but it still made more, and I know the excitement for that was huge because it was Batman again.
I don't think I've ever been more excited for a film than Batman vs Superman.
That's definitely a top 3 anticipated for me. That was just ridiculous. Yeah. And failed on every expectation ever.
Even the fight was underwhelming. Maybe this is a podcast for another day.
It was. But I mean, I just want to add to that. I remember when you and I we weren't so familiar with each other and we were working at Hoyt's. And then I remember we were cleaning a cinema together. It was just dead quiet, just me and you. And then just like you're like, oh, what do you think of Batman Superman? Yeah. I was like, oh,
it's back when I didn't like James.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it was okay. It had its flaws, and then you're like, yeah, and we just hear the depression in each other's voices. It was not a good time.
And that's how me and James became best friends
through Batman. But no, I don't think The Flash is going to do that well. I think you're looking at a $500-600 million movie. Yeah, but in terms of superheroes and where they're going on, I guess, an interest in box office level. I don't think it's superhero fatigue just yet. I think it's just the casual moviegoer having a higher standard for their movies now, or their superhero movies, because there's so much of them, and they're easy entertainment. And so when there's so much of them, when you have a cost of living crisis that's global and all that stuff, people are going to be a lot picky. And so when you're releasing these things that are getting bad reception from critically and word of mouth, they're going to be like, okay, I can wait. And the wait time to see these movies is much shorter than it used to be. It used to be like 3 months, and now it's like a month and a half.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even some it's just a couple of weeks, then boom, it's on streaming.
Exactly, yeah. So people can just wait for this kind of stuff now. So that plays into it. I cannot definitively say whether superhero movies are going down just yet. Shazam and Ant-Man aren't the type of characters or franchises to really, you know, they don't have that weight to them, that expectation. Like, they're doing shit, don't get me wrong, but they're not the ones. If you saw like the Batman doing this, bro, like you'd be like, oh fuck, like they're in trouble. For Marvel and DC to be worried, I think we'll see how Guardians does. We'll see how Spider-Verse does, and you know, the Flash and Aquaman, they will have some indication there as well. But we'll have to wait for that. And if they start doing really bad, this could be the beginning of the end for superhero movies. I think I'd welcome it.
You'd welcome it?
I loved the Infinity Saga, and I had the best time with it. And I don't want them to go. I just want them to. I'm be happy if they died down.
Less is more. That's like a common business. Yeah. I hear the fly. James is getting up. He's ready. What? He sprayed on me.
Anything to kill the fly.
So I just got a face full of fly spray. So, oh, thanks for the air freshener. Jesus Christ.
I think I missed it, but I got you. So
if I pass out in the midway of my sentence, you guys can blame James for spraying me with fly spray and then air freshener straight away. Oh my God, this is such an entertaining podcast. I really hope you guys are listening to this because this is a roller coaster. Holy shit.
This fly is causing all sorts of havoc.
Yeah.
But I might be the nayslayer after this because he's going to pass out from fly spray.
James is a nayslayer. I don't even know what I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't even know where we're going. We're just going to move on. I think we covered Shazam being a shit show at the box office. Well